is up, everybody? It's Adam here, and this channel is called Dating Destruction. And on this channel, we're talking about all things dating, women, socializing, communication, and that goes with everyone. But the main focus on this channel is how do you get better with women? How do you create the kind of dating life that you want to create for yourself? And there's many things that encompass dating, communication, getting the types of experiences that you would like to have in that area requires you develop yourself in other aspects of your life. Now you can consider that statement and ultimately think for yourself and decide whether or not you think that's true, because there's probably examples of anything that you could conceive of. There's probably an example of that somewhere to confirm that belief that you have, whatever it may be. So then on this channel, I'm sharing my ideas, experiences with you guys because I look at it like a collaboration. There's many reasons why I'm making these videos and trying to break down how I got the results that I have in my life, and then I'm just going to share my experiences, what I feel is my understanding when it comes to meeting women and cultivating the kinds of dating life that you want to cultivate for yourself. But then I would also say that questioning everything, doing your own questioning everything and looking into things for yourself, and then going out and getting your own experience and then comparing that with the information that you're being given. Like, I'm just a man like anybody else. That's the thing, is I'm just a human being, but I'm a guy that just went out there and took action and learnt from other people that I viewed, say on YouTube or through books, influences, many places in life. But you can be proactive about the kinds of information or people that you're listening to. So I would just listen to other people, start reading books that they suggested when it came to getting better with women and improving your social life. But in the end, you want to trust in yourself, consult with yourself, and make the best decision that you can, and come to that decision after reflecting on things with yourself and deciding in the end what you believe, what you're going to do. Not just listening to people dogmatically. We're all just people. The difference is some people have just been studying things longer. They have more experience. They had better training. Their method was different than maybe another guy's, and that method was maybe more effective for that person. But you can learn from everybody. And one way to get better at anything is by teaching it to somebody else. So on this channel, again, these are the kinds of things you learn. You can learn about skill acquisition. And then you can apply that to something like communication. It's no different than any other skill set. And in theory, or when you do have something on paper, it looks a lot simpler on paper than it is in real life. And it is quite simple, but then the process or the idea of it is simple. But then to go out there and do it and be consistent on a regular basis, that's the hard part. Self-mastery is the hard part. And there's many ways to meet women, but one process and one way of doing that is by, when you're out in the day, going about your day, and you see an attractive lady that you would like to talk to, you go up and you make yourself talk to her. Simple, right? But the actual doing of that, go try it and see how simple it is. Now, the thing is some people maybe this isn't an area that was difficult for them. But for me, this was something that I didn't realize was an area of life that you could improve in. And when I found out that I could improve in that area of life, it opened up my eyes to the idea that then you could take more control over a lot of other areas that you might like to improve in. And even if something looks like it's easier for somebody than another guy, you can most likely guarantee that they had some advantages growing up, where maybe they were around a lot more social situations growing up. They might have had better influences in life, people that maybe taught them, instilled in them self-esteem and confidence in themselves, better belief systems, skills, whatever it may be. But something like socializing, and maybe you grew up with a bunch of advantages too, like we all have, if you can recognize that you also have advantages too. But even still, sometimes we never learned the skill of socializing, social skills, or we never were given permission or told that it's okay, you can go do this. You can go meet women if you want. You can go talk to women. No, you might have been made fun of, or your belief systems might be something that is inappropriate. You shouldn't be doing that. You're not able. It's for other people, not you. What are those belief systems? So now it's about introspection and growing from within and learning about yourself and being one with yourself and learning to truly have your own back and replacing these ineffective beliefs that are holding you back in life. And then you replace them, and then you go out and you take action, and you start then seeing that it is true, that you can improve here, that you can take action, that you can change your life. You learn to validate yourself. You're not going out looking for validation from the women that you speak to. It becomes a self-development pursuit. You don't even need to sleep with girls when you go out if you choose not to. You can just go out to meet people, and you can then begin that stage of the relationship. And if it moves into a romantic place, if that's something that you would like to do, you can do that. But going out is healthy. Meeting people is healthy. Socializing is healthy. And I think that can solve a lot of people's issues when you learn that you can go out and you can do that. You can go to bars and clubs. You can go out in the day and you can just go talk to people and meet people wherever you're at. It's normal. Just the same as you learn that eating more nutritious diets, and what are those foods, or going to the gym and working out and building muscle. And this is one area that you can incorporate into your life. Me, I dedicated 13 of my years of my life to going out and challenging myself, going to bars, going to clubs, pushing myself to meet people for 13 years now. And now I'm looking to share the information that I've acquired over that time and share my experiences to help others also realize, if they didn't know, that they can build a skill set in this area too. And that's what I'd like to share on this channel, is to help people to get the kind of dating life that they'd like to have, or to get over, or to realize that they have much more control over their circumstances than they may not know. So I was rereading this book today, and it's called The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. And in that book, what he talks about is applicable to anybody that's going out and pursuing something that is difficult. There is something that he calls the resistance. It's always there. In this, after 13 years, there's still resistance every single day that I'm going to go out and I'm going to talk to a woman that I don't know and go and see if we get along, if she's available, putting myself out there. There's resistance. It never goes away. So you learn just to overcome that resistance and face that fear. You learn to face that anxiety. You learn to push yourself and get out of your comfort zone. And that's one of the main things that you need to do. It's not about the lines that you say, although you can have examples of these things and then learn maybe the principles of where they are coming from, such as, is it coming from a needy place, or is it coming from a free from outcome place of mind and expecting nothing, but yet going for it anyways, enjoying just conversating, enjoying every aspect of life, every part of that process, opening the conversation, getting to know someone, enjoying whatever parts that you get to experience, yet still taking risks and putting yourself out there and trying to move things forward. That is two very different places to come from when you are speaking with a female or somebody that you'd like to get to know romantically. But one of the biggest challenges you're going to face is just making yourself get out there and be consistent and putting in the requisite amount of time to then start seeing returns in your social skills. And some people maybe are going to have more success than others, but if you are focusing on the areas that you can improve in and taking stock of the actions that you're taking, the outcomes that you're seeing, as well as working on yourself, then you're going to improve in this area. It's no different than any other skill set. But just like an athlete in any other field, or if you've ever gone to the gym and you feel that resistance about going to the gym, that's the same resistance that it is when you're going out to speak with strangers and meet women. You might go out in the day, you might go out to a bar, you might go out to a club. You're always going to feel that resistance. And if you're not doing drugs and you're not drinking and you're learning to build core confidence from within, that feeling is always going to be there. But that's what you're learning to face every single time that you do that. That's what you're learning to overcome. You overcome your fears, your worries, the resistance when you get out there and you just show up. At least show up. Baby step it. Progressive desensitization. You're building a skill over time. You are not going to be at the same level. You can't skip the process. You're not going to be at the same level as somebody that's been doing this for 10 years off the beginning of your journey. But that's why you're not comparing yourself to others. You're just seeing, like in anything, examples of people that went out there and applied themselves for a set period of time and were able to develop the skills that you see this person exhibiting after that amount of time. Now, some might be they're going to have different results. Results may vary, but your life is your life. So you don't judge yourself based on what somebody else is accomplishing. You just focus on you and you look at others as examples of what could be done, or to have ideas, or to bounce ideas off one another, or to learn from somebody else's experience that's already been doing it for decades or over a decade in my case. Understand that everything you experience in life is a gift. So just you being able to proactively walk up to a woman that you find to be attractive and go and speak to her is a gift. You are entitled to nothing in this world. So the fact that you can even do that is a gift. So appreciate that. But then, yes, still try to move things forward. Go take the action. Most aren't going to work out. The rejection is normal. It doesn't even have to be looked at as rejection, but we'll call it rejection and realize that that's normal, that failure is normal. Get used to failing because you're going to fail a lot, but it's actually never a failure because you learn from every attempt and you take away wins from every single attempt. And it's based on your actions. So it is always a win. I went up, I made the approach. That's a win. You already won. Without any other thing happening, that is already a win. I kept myself in a positive mood and I continued to talk to more people. That's a win. If you did that, that's a win. If you have never done this before and you left your house, you could say that's a win because you can build off of that. And it is a win. Any step forward is a win. And then you get to the point where you want to be. But it starts with the first step. Like they say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step.